able to convert it to binary, right? So you don't
Yes.
want, yeah, okay, fine, right, sorry, right. So we'll discuss about this operators concept. uh, we have different types of operators. So all the things that we are going to do in this programming is, we'll have to store the data, and we have to perform the operations on it, and we'll get the output. So the computer will give us the output. So this is what we are going to do. Like, talking about the operators, we can perform multiple operations on the data that we have. So in order to store the data, in order to define the data, we already discussed about how to store it, how to define it, how to specify the size for the data using data types, variables, and identifiers. Okay. So in operators, we have, first thing we have, the very first one that we have is arithmetic operators. So these are arithmetic operators we have. So plus, minus, star, uh, this divided by, and this percentile. So these are called arithmetic operators in C. Okay, so if I wanted to perform addition operation, I'll be using this symbol. If I wanted to perform, yeah, subtraction, I'll be using this multiplication. So this thing is actually not there. It's a mistake. Yeah. So this divided by, so it will give us the quotient. It will give us the remainder. So this is the percentile is the remainder operator. So we'll be using these. Int. So let's say I have a variable int a equal to 20, and then I have another variable int b equal to 30. So I can able to do c equal to a plus b. Right. So if I wanted to do something like this plus is the addition operator. In the same way, if I have d equal to a minus b equal to a and b, this is the product of a and b, right? So due to a by b, so this will give the quotient. When a is divided by b, what is the quotient, right? So it will give us a remainder, a percentile b. That means whatever the value, like when like a is divided by 30, so then what is the quotient? That will be 10. So it will give 10, right? So the 10, or no, not 10, 20 will be the remainder. If b is divided by a, then 20 will be the remainder. So the remainder will give us 20. So here it will give, when 30 is divided by 20, 30 zeros are, so here it will give 0. So when the quotient. So in this manner, we can call these particular symbols as arithmetic operators in C. So these are basic operators, right? So we'll be writing programs demonstration of this. Okay, and then we have something called relational operators. So relational operators are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, uh, and then we have equal to, and then we have not equal to, right? So these are relational operators. So in order to specify the relation, on in order to check the relation between, in order to define the relation between the data that we have. So if I have two variables and I wanted to tell the relation, right? I wanted to say the relation of what are like these things. Int a equal to 30. So and int b equal to 40. So this is what the relational operators, like, if a, like whether a is greater than b, or like a is less than b, or a equal to b, or a not equal to b, right? So in this manner we can define the relation, right? So it will give us the true or false value. So if I can write this a greater than b, it will result, the result will be either true or false. If this expression is true, then like I'll get the output as true, otherwise I'll get as false. So in the same way, all these operations I'll be getting either true or false. So So if b is also 30, then this expression will be resulting true for me. So 30 is equal to 30. So here, if you want to check the uh, like equality, right? So if you wanted to check whether the content of A is equal to content of B, then we will be using equals operator. So this is the equals operator. Okay, so these are relational operators in C. So in the same way, we have assignment operator in C. So yesterday I have discussed about this, I guess, assignment operator in C. So we'll call this equal to as assignment operator in C, single equal symbol. We'll call it as assignment operator. So this we can use to assign a value to a variable. So if I have a variable int a, so this is what I call as declaration. That means I have declared this variable. I have reserved the memory space in the memory. Okay? So this is int a. If I wanted to initialize it with some value, so I'll use assignment operator. That is, I'm assigning this to the value to this variable a. So here I am using equals operator. So in this way, if I have int b equal to 20 and I have int c, okay, so I can even assign c equal to b. That means what will happen is the value inside b will be assigned to c. So I have a variable c and I wanted to assign it with the value that is in the b. So I can use c equal to b. That means what is the value of b? It will be 20 and it will be assigned to value, it will be assigned to variable c. Okay, so in this manner, we can use the assignment operator just to assign a value to a variable or to memory location. Variable is nothing but a memory location. In order to assign a value to a memory location, we'll use this assignment operator. So that is represented by single equals symbol. So this is the assignment operator. And then after that we have the conditional operator. So conditional operator is represented by this particular symbol, question mark and then colon. So we'll use these two symbols in order to specify conditional operator. So as its name suggests, so to check a condition, and then based on that condition you have to decide, like you are deciding what to do. So based on a condition result, you are deciding if the condition result is true, then you wanted to do something, and if the condition result is false and you wanted to do something else. So in that kind of situation, we'll be using conditional operator. Okay, so if I have an expression, so let me write int a equal to 30 and then int b equal to 40. That means I have created two variables and I have a variable int c as well, right? So I wanted to assign c equal to a or b. I'm not sure what to assign, whether I want to assign or a or whether I want to assign b, because I have to check some condition and then I have to assign. So in that kind of situation, what I'll do is I need a condition. If a is greater than b, then only assign a, otherwise assign b. So you are just specifying a condition. If a is greater than b, question mark a colon b. So this is how we will declare conditional operator. That means if the expression result is true, that means a is greater than b. This particular part, left side of the colon, has to be this action has to be performed. Otherwise, the right side of the colon, that is the else part. So this is the if part, this is the else part. If the condition is true, this particular expression will be evaluated. So whatever the expression after the question mark will be evaluated. Otherwise, uh, the expression after the colon will be evaluated. So yeah, so now in this situation, what will be the result? C will be assigned with what size?
30 probably.
Is 8 is greater? Yeah, what? What are you saying? I cannot hear you clearly, Sai.
Yeah, I think it was 30. I'm thinking.
Yeah, because like it's 40, because what is the condition? We have specified 30 greater than 40. So what is the result?
It'll be 30.
It will be
30.
false. Yeah, it is false, right?
It will be
30 is,
false.
yeah, false. So if it is false, A will not be assigned. What is the value that is after this colon will be assigned. So here, what is the value after colon? It is 40, because the value of B is 40. So 40 will be assigned to C because this expression is false. right? So in the same way, if I have int a equal to 70 and int b equal to 40, right? So if I try to assign a greater than b question mark a colon b, then in this case c value will be 70, right? Because this expression is true. If this is true, yeah, a value has to be assigned. Otherwise, b value has to be assigned. So this is a else condition. This is a if condition. If this is true, perform this or do this. If this is false, do this. Yeah, that's just the true and false condition. This is a true part. This is a false part. So this is how we'll use conditional operator based on a condition check if you wanted to do something. Here, this is a demonstration of this assignment. So like if you have some other things to be done, then also we can do the same thing. Uh, right. So this is a conditional operator based on a expression result. We are just deciding what to do based on a condition check. If the condition is true, what to do, or if the condition is false, what to do. So we're just taking a decision here based on a condition. So this is a conditional operator. Assignment is simple assignment. Relational operators are to check the relation whether A is greater than B or A is less than B. So these are some relational operators. Arithmetic operators, as you know, these are simple operators. So these are four types of operators. So again, we have four more types of operators. Uh, so after this, we have increment, decrement operators. So increment, decrement operators in C. So what do I mean by increment and decrement is I have these two symbols plus plus and minus minus. Are you saying something, Sai?
No, no.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thanks. So I have two symbols. So these are the two symbols that I'll represent. The increment is represented by plus plus, and the decrement operator is represented by minus minus. So these are the two operators. So what do I mean by increment operator is what do I mean by increment operator is incrementing the value by 1. Increment a value by 1 and then store it back to same variable. Okay, so the increment operator will do what? Increment the value by 1 and it will store it back to the incremented value will be stored back to the same variable. So assume I have int a equal to 1. Okay, so what if I do a plus plus? Okay, so what is the meaning of this is internally the
That's
meaning
1
is
plus 1.
yeah, a equal to a plus 1. Yeah, this is the exact like internal meaning. Now, I'm adding 1 to the value of a and then storing like and then assigning it to the same variable again. So this is what the increment operator does. In the same way, decrement operator will decrement value by 1. So in the same way, if I do a minus minus, then what will happen? A equal to a minus 1. That means I'm decrementing the value of a by 1. What is the value of a? It's 1. 1 minus 1 will be 0. Where I'm storing 0, I'm storing it back to the same variable. That means I'm assigning it to the same variable again. So that means a is now holding 0 value with the value 0. So yeah, so this is what if it is here 10, so 10 plus 10 minus 1 will be 9. 9 is stored back to the same variable. So that is the meaning of increment and decrement operator. But here we have two more classifications inside this each operator. So one is the post increment, and then pre increment, and then in the same way we have post decrement and then pre decrement. So these are the four things that we have in this increment and decrement operators. So these are like these four are represented by using these two only. Okay. So only the difference is when should I increment or when should I decrement. Like post means after, like when should I decrement or when should I increment. That is Like the when condition is we are checking here. Okay. So if I let me demonstrate the post increment or pre increment using some example. So I'll take a variable a. So I'll assign variable a 10. Okay. So and I'll take a variable b. Okay. So now I'll write the syntax. It's a plus plus. It's plus plus a. So it will be denoted in this way. It's pre means plus plus will be it will be written in the front, left side of the a. So the leading the plus will be in the leading position. Right. So minus minus. So it's post, right? A minus minus. Pre decrement means minus minus a. So both will do the same task. It will increment or it will decrement by one. But when should I increment and when should I decrement? That is what this post and pre differs in. So I have two variables, int a equal to 10 and int b equal to int b. I haven't assigned any value to it. So if I use post increment, so can you say now if a b equal to a plus plus? So I'm just printing a, and then I'll just print b. So can you guess what could be the values of a and b now?
For the A, it will be 10,
Okay.
and for B, I'm assuming that's 11.
Yeah, you are true, correct. But here the values will be you just have to yeah. So what you said, a will be what you said, a will be 10 and b will be 11. You have said, you told these are your assumptions, right? So actually
Correct.
actually what happens here is since this is a post increment, what happens is first a value will be incremented, right? Okay. So a value will be incremented, then what will be the a value and where it is storing inside the a only. That means a equal to 11. So this is the a value. So
Oh, yeah.
before, okay, so a value is 11. So now since it is a post increment, so before incrementing it, we are actually assigning the value of a to b. Okay. So even before incrementing this, what I am doing is I am assigning the value of a to b. So what is the actual value of a initially? It's
10.
10. Yeah. So 10 will be assigned to b. And what is the value of b now? Since it is already
10.
assigned, yeah, it's 10. B equal to 10, right? So b equal to 10. So what happened after this assignment operation is done? So here we are actually performing two operations. One is the assignment operation and the second one is the increment operation. Since it's a post increment, first the compiler is performing this assignment operation and then it is moving to this post operation. So here after incrementing it, what is the value of a? It is incremented by 1 and stored it back to the a. So that is the reason these two will be the correct values. So this is a correct answer. Right. So in the same way, if we take the example of decrement, pre-increment, so then this time, can you tell me int a equal to 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, int b equal to, I'll write and then you can just tell me. So int b, b equal to plus plus a. So what will be the values of a and b now?
So I'm thinking it's B equals 11
Okay.
because it's incrementing,
Yeah.
and the A is 10 as it states.
Yeah. So b part is correct and a is also will be 11. So the increment operation is performing, but it is
So it still do add up 1, even though if
yeah
it's
even
okay.
yeah exactly. So both will be 11 in this case because increment is happening before assigning the value. So it will be incremented 11 and then b is also assigned with 11.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, you understood, right? Like what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Okay, fine. Yeah, a equal to 11, b is also 11 in this case. So in the same way, the decrement operation is also the same. So if I use the same example, b equal to a minus minus, then what will be the value of a? A equal to 9.
Yes, it's A equals 9 and B equals
10,
10. Yes.
because the value is assigned before, right? So in the same way, if it is a pre-decrement, then b equal to minus minus a. That means b value is also 9 and the a value is also 9. Yeah. So in this case, in this manner, we can make use of this increment and decrement operators. So while using the for loops and like we'll use mostly these kind of concepts in the using looping concepts. So there we have the requirement of incrementing and decrementing. Like there we'll use like more usage of this particular operator. Yeah. So like this is the concept behind that. What is a pre and what is a post? So if you use it in the leading position, then it will be that. So in the tail position, if you use the plus plus, that will be called as post. Yeah. So this is all about increment and decrement operators. So we have covered till now five operators. So we have two more like three more operators. So total eight operators. So this I'll save. We have this logical operators. Okay, logical operators in C. Basically, logical operators are and or. So this and or. So this is called and. This is all or. So I think you might be familiar with this concept of truth tables.
Yeah.
Have you? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I'll just quickly create the truth table for and or. So if I have two values, if I have two operands, and I'm performing this operation between these two values, that is A and B. So then if A is true and B is also true, then A and B will give us the result of true. So if A is false, B is true, then we'll be getting false as the output. If A is true, B is false, then we'll be getting false as our output. If both A and B are false, then we'll get false as an output, right? So let me take an example. So if I have a requirement of checking the age of a user, okay, so my requirement is my user age has to be greater than 18, but he has to be less than 35 years, or he has to be less than 30 years. Basically he has to be within the range of 18 to 35. So this has to be the age range. So I have to check this condition. In this case, what I'll do is I'll write a condition, right? So if, so basically this is the if condition. So we'll explain this later. So just for the demonstration purpose, I'm writing the if. That you might be
Yeah.
familiar with this. Yeah, I'm not sure. Uh, yeah. So here, what I am doing is I am declaring a variable int age. So int age is equal to user has entered 13. Okay. My requirement is user age should be greater than 18, should be less than 35. So what I'll do is if age is greater than 18 and age is less than 35. So this is what I'll gonna write. So and so I'll just print user is eligible, right? Valid user, I can say. So he's a valid user. So otherwise I'll do like I'll handle what if this is true. So basically it will be resulting in true, because like it will like if I change it to 25, so it will change it to 25. Then what happens is 25 is greater than 18. This expression is true, and this expression is also true. It is less than 35. That means both the expressions are true. You can see. So this is the true, and this is also true. That means this assume this as A and this as B. Both are true. So what will be the total result? The final result will also be true. If this is true, then we are doing this. If this is false, we will do something else. Okay, so we'll say not valid user. or will just print a notification, or will just print a message to the user saying that you are not a valid user. Yeah, so we can handle that else part. So basically, in order to check these kind of things, we'll use logical operators. So if you wanted to relate, or if you wanted to logically find, like, between multiple expressions, you wanted to find the result, right? So we'll evaluate something like this. If this is not 25 and this is 13, then what will happen? Uh, so if this is 13, so 13, so it this condition will be false. This condition is also false.
False.
So yeah, so both are false and false. Then both are false. The entire expression result will be false. If any one of the expression is true, uh, like if it is if this is 55, then what happens? It is greater than 18, but it is not less than 35. So in that case, this will be true. This will be false. So in that way, when both are true, then only the entire result will be true. If both are false, then the entire result is false. Or any one of them is false, the entire result will be false.
False.
Yeah, this is the AND operator. So like similar to this, we have the OR operator. So for that, I'll just quickly create a truth table. So it's true, it's true, this is also true. If this is true, this is false, this is again true. So even if this is false and this is true, the result will be true. So only if both are false, then the result will be false. Okay, so this is the OR operator. That means like if any one of them are true, then it will be true, because A or B, here saying A or B, here using A and B, both has to be true. Here any one of them has to be true. It's optional. If both of them are false, then only the entire expression result will consider as false. Okay, so like we can say, if like this is not the appropriate example, but I'm just explaining the usage of it.
Mhm.
So if we take the same thing, so if any one of these condition is satisfied, then the entire expression result will be true. So if I take 18, this will be like if I consider this as age is 55, right? 55. 55 is greater than 13, so this condition is true. But 55 is not less than 35. This is false. Still, we'll get the result as true, because either of the expression has to be true. Then the yeah. So yeah, in this manner, we can just make use of logical operators. So these are the truth tables. Like remember, or means any, like it's a kind of optional. So any one of the condition is true, the entire result will give us true. Any one of the condition is false. Like if both conditions are false, then only the entire expression result would be false. So but in contrary to that, and everything has to be like both the conditions, or any conditions. So like not only two, you can have multiple conditions. So if I have so here condition one, right? So and again I can have condition two, and then again I have AND operator. I can have condition three. So in this manner, I can have multiple conditions, and I can use AND operator between them. So here the variables will increase, the number of columns will increase here. So A, B, C, D, E, F. So the number of columns will increase, and in this case, all the conditions has to be true. Then only the expression will be true. So here in this case, any of the expressions. So here either third, either second, or either first. So any one of them are true, then it will be true. So this is the logical operator. Okay. So we have just two more operators, and we'll be only going to discuss about one of them. Uh, it's a logical operator. And then we have this thing called special operators. We have so special operators are like we have dot, we have star. So these kind of operators are available. So star, these things. So these are used for pointer. This dot is for accessing operator. So like we'll anyway discuss about this. Like if this, like we have the concept of pointers in C. Uh, so where we'll be using some like, so in this manner we'll declare the pointer will represent this. So the star is used here. The star is to represent the pointers. Okay. So we'll discuss about this. We have AND operator. So this single AND we'll call as address operator. So this single AND we'll call as address operator. So this is the address operator. So double AND is logical operator. So in the same way, single equal to is assignment operator. Double equals is equality check operator. So in this way, we have the special operators, and we have one more operator. Those are bitwise operators. So in order to manipulate bit level, that means ones and zeros if you want to manipulate. So we have the concepts of left shift, right shift. So these kind of concepts are available in the electronic subjects. Some like if you have experience in some electronic subjects, digital electronics, these kind of things, we might have learned about the shifting the bit